Let me show you my version of a shakshuka. First things first, I sliced an onion, diced half a red pepper, and cut about 20 cherry tomatoes in half. Now, you can use regular tomatoes if you'd like, but I personally think the sweetness of cherry tomatoes work really well here. Next, I heated a little oil in a frying pan over a medium heat. Once that was hot, I added the onion and gave it a quick stir to coat it in the oil. Here's a little tip from tipping. For beautifully soft caramelized onions, I add about a cup of hot water to the pan and put a lid on it. This allows the onions to slowly soften and cook down. Once all the water has evaporated, take the lid off and leave the onions alone for about 5 minutes so they can start caramelizing in the oil. When the edges begin to brown, I add about half a cup of water, carefully because it can splatter, and pop the lid back on. The onions then continue to cook in their own caramelized broth. Once all the water has evaporated again, you're left with gorgeously soft caramelized onions. Next, I added 1 portion of frozen minced garlic, a heaped teaspoon of sun-dried tomato paste, and about a teaspoon of brown sugar. I mixed everything together before adding the tomatoes and red pepper, along with some pepper and salt. Then the lid went back on for a few minutes until the vegetables softened slightly and released their juices. Once that was looking good, I cracked in the eggs, put the lid back on, and cooked them until a thin white film had just started to form over the yolks. This is when, prepare yourselves, I add in the cheese. You absolutely don't have to add in the cheese, but I personally think it just takes it to the next level. 1 final minute with the lid on so the cheese can melt, and we're done. Bread is an absolute requirement here, and I was more than ready to dig in. Cheers! And yes, that yellow liquid is the perfectly runny egg yolk. So good. It really is finger-licking good.